Made in Hollywood.
Civilians and allied forces embark on the ultimate race against time in the action thriller Dunkirk.
Hi, I'm Jack Lowden.
Hi, I'm Mark Rylance.
I'm Barry Keoghan.
We're watching Made in Hollywood, and here's a scene from the film we're all in, Dunkirk.
What has happened is a colossal military disaster. We shall go on to the end. We shall never surrender.
So congratulations, this is your big film's big screen debut. How did it feel working with Christopher Nolan as your director? Was it nerve-wracking, intimidating, or did you love it?
It was very nerve-wracking, very intimidating at first. I was a big fan, but I think the way that he works means that he puts you at your ease very quickly, so that you forget that it is Chris Nolan.
This story unfolds by land, by sea, and by air. Was there a particular sequence that you found most challenging?
I think each of the story strands had its own challenges. The weather on the beach, the difficulty of shooting in sand and out on that mole in horrible conditions was very challenging for everybody.
Chris liked it better when it was cloudy and rocky and stormy, and we would push right to the edge of that weather conditions before we would cancel shooting. We didn't cancel shooting on many days, did we?
No.
So he liked it when it was more...
It adds to it, doesn't it?
Like those boats where they weren't really made for crossing the channel, they for just scooting around in the bay or going down the coast. So I think it was quite authentic that the boat was rocking about and tipping about.
The ship's about to leave.
Down you go.
But then you come to the aerial sequences, and we're really trying to give the audience the experience of being up in a Spitfire.
He's on me. I'm on him.
Getting the actors up in an airplane, so the cockpit shots are done for real.
I think probably the two most physically challenging was to be swimming for so long in the water, and that was very tiring. And I guess jogging with the stretcher, we thought that they'd kind of cheat it, and we'd do a bit, and then they'd cut, and we'd do a bit, and then we'd be there. But in the end, Chris he would say, okay, let's do it. Okay, rest for a minute. Let's do it. And we ended up jogging about a kilometre up the beach, and it was the one time that the sun had decided to show. But I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Actors very often appreciate if you can give them a physical reality to react against, to feel. I think in a way, with actors, sometimes it really frees up their performing. It frees them to be able to sort of find the truth of the performance because they're not having to fake the physicality.
Where are we going?
Dunkirk!
I'm not going back. If we go there, we'll die. You're weekend sailors, not the bloody Navy. You should be at home!
How would you say that this film is more than a war film?
I wouldn't even necessarily call it a war film. I think I would describe it more as a suspense thriller, because the personal aspect of it and the way that he takes you there and puts you on the beach and really kind of you follow these people is very interesting and very particular to the way that Chris works.
I don't think the government told them quite what was happening on that beach. I think they just went across thinking it was going to be a simple rescue and then discovered something much worse when they got there.
It's more about trying to get off that beach. It's more about suspense and a ticking clock and the enemy closing in on all sides. Can you escape? It's really an escape story and a survival story, and it lent itself to me to the language of suspense, which is one of my favorite cinematic languages.
We shall never surrender.